Imagine this. You're the chief sustainability officer at a Fortune 500 company. You've got one job: cut carbon emissions by 40% in 5 years. Your board is watching, your shareholders are watching, and every decision you make is under a microscope. Now, here's the real question: who do you trust with that responsibility? Because today, you visit two Cleantech websites. One overwhelms you with specs, certifications, and technical jargon. The other, it speaks directly to your pressure, your deadlines, your fear of getting this wrong. It shows you a clear path forward, and suddenly, you're not confused anymore. You're confident. So, which company do you call? Exactly. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth. Most clean tech companies are still building the first website, and it's costing them deals every single day. Today, we fix that. Because once you see this shift, you won't be able to unsee it. Let's get something straight. Your problem is not that your technology is too complex, and it's definitely not that your market is too niche. The real problem? You've made yourself the hero of the story, and that is where everything breaks. Think about the last cleantech website you saw. The homepage talks about the company, the features page lists specifications, the about page highlights awards. Everything says, "Look at us, look at our technology." But your customer? They're not looking for a hero. They already are the hero. And here's what that actually looks like in real life. The VP of operations isn't browsing for fun. They're under pressure to cut costs, hit sustainability targets, and protect their reputation. They're dealing with rising energy costs, regulatory deadlines, stakeholder expectations. They don't want another product. They want a way out. And this is where most companies lose them, right at the moment they should be winning them. When you position your company as the hero, you force your customer into a supporting role. But when you position them as the hero, you become something far more powerful. The guide, your technology, it's not the hero, it's the tool, the advantage, the magic sword that helps them win. So, how do you actually make this shift in a practical, repeatable way? That's where this changes everything. We use something called the customer profile framework. And if you get this right, every piece of your marketing starts working together. Here's the idea: instead of starting with your product, you start with tension. Instead of listing features, you define stakes. This framework is built on a simple truth: every powerful story follows the same structure. A hero faces pressure, they hit a breaking point, they don't know what to do. A guide appears. The guide gives them a path. They take action and they transform. But here's where it gets interesting. Most clean tech companies skip the most important step. They jump straight to the solution before the customer ever feels understood. And that's a mistake, because before someone trusts your solution, they need to feel, "These people get me." The guide, your company, doesn't win by showing off. It wins by understanding deeply, simplifying clearly, and guiding confidently. Now let's make this real, because this is where most strategies fall apart or start working. Let's look at three completely different customers and watch how everything changes. Marcus, the skeptical business owner. Marcus runs a manufacturing company, 20 years in business, 50 employees. Everything he's built is on the line. Right now, energy costs are rising. His bank is asking questions. His kids want modernization. Regulations are getting tighter. But here's the breaking point. A major client tells him, "We prefer working with environmentally responsible suppliers." Now he's at risk of losing revenue. But Marcus has a problem. He's been burned before. A solar company failed him, so now he doesn't trust anyone. So if your website talks about cutting-edge solar technology, you've already lost Marcus. Priya, the high-stakes decision maker. Priya is a chief sustainability officer at a hospital. New role, high expectations. She needs results, fast, but she's dealing with a skeptical internal team, a board demanding proof solutions that must actually work. She's not buying technology, she's buying certainty. Sarah, the overwhelmed homeowner. Sarah just bought her first home. She wants to save money, do something good for the environment, but she's overwhelmed. Too many options, too many horror stories, too much risk. Three completely different people, three completely different motivations. Yet most companies market to all of them the exact same way. And that's why their marketing doesn't convert. So, how do you actually fix this inside your business? Let's make it practical. Here's your exact process. 1. Define your hero. Who are they really? business owner, executive, homeowner? What does their daily life look like? 2. Map their pressure. What's pushing them? Financial risk, reputation, deadlines? What happens if they do nothing? 3. Identify the breaking point. What made this urgent? A bill, a conversation, a lost opportunity? 4. Understand their doubts. What are they afraid of? Getting scammed, wasting money, looking incompetent? 5. Position yourself as the guide. This is where you win. Show you understand, offer a clear path, provide the right tools. Take Diana. She's a homeowner, high electricity bills, roof needs replacing. Unsure who to trust her breaking point? A $300 electricity bill. A typical company would pitch panels. A smart company does something different. They explain everything simply, offer flexible payment options, show real testimonials, provide tools like savings calculators, back it with long-term guarantees. And suddenly, Diana isn't being sold to. She's being guided. And that's the moment decisions start to happen naturally. This shift happens in a single moment. The moment you realize you are not the hero, your customer is. When you embrace that, your website becomes a story people want to follow, your sales process becomes guidance, not pressure. Your marketing starts driving real ROI. So, here's the real question. If someone landed on your website today, would they feel understood or would they feel confused? So, instead of guessing, let's make this practical for you. We've put together something specifically for this, a complete website analysis built around everything we just covered. Go to the link in the description and submit your website. We will analyze exactly where you're losing conversions, show you what's missing, and give you a fully rewritten, high-converting version of your website copy and a new design as well. No fluff, no theory, just something you can use immediately. Go to our website now. The link is in the description.